A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Gaming with KaijuForceNeo. And now, here's another look at how well I can do here on Need for Speed. And once again, this is a rebooted version of Need for Speed, released in 2015. And this release, I can tell you right away, it's actually pretty good. So, of course, there's some pretty good variety that you can see here with all the types of cars that are included. And I am still using this Nissan Skyline R33 right here, and I feel like I'm doing a very darn good job. But of course, after I'm done with this Nissan Skyline R33, I will of course move on to another one. There are a few other cars that I am in fact going to try to switch to or upgrade to. There's a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, there's a couple BMWs, there's even a Subaru STI. So I feel like that anytime that you can see me here on Need for Speed, any given moment that you can tell that I'm doing very well here on Need for Speed, a rebooted version of it that is, then that just makes me feel better about myself knowing that here on Gaming with KaijuForceNeo, I'm always looking to expand my variety in any way, shape, or form. So what we got here is that we got ourselves a call taking place with a character named Robin / crew. Crew's more likely in parentheses. There's a whole crew that Robin there holds right there. So I feel like at this point what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just go right there to the mark that I put on the map. And look at how fast I'm going. I'm going over 169 miles an hour. And I just slowed down a bit. So I can tell you, the fastest I could go in here would be somewhere around there, simply because I missed the freaking exit. Oh! Just got biffed on the side. Or T-boned, as the terminology is. To describe something like that, the terminology would be to just say T-bone. And yeah, you can see that the video itself is still cutting. There's lots of cutty pictures that you can see around, simply because of how laggy the server is. The server is pretty laggy, as it turns out, and it's just that bad. Though of course I still would not want that to just ruin my time here with recording gaming episodes for Gaming with KaijuForceNeo. I really just don't want to let a simple server lag or even a complex one to ruin my day here. That's just not how it's gonna happen. Especially when you got someone like me who's going out all out for everybody out there on my channel. And as you can see there, I'm still pulling away from the cops, and it's just that. Oh goodness. Now you can see the cop is actually catching up to me right now, so I feel like by now could be in more trouble than ever. So at any given point in time that you can tell from this point on, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and get as far away from that as possible. Oh goodness. Turned a little too early there, but it looks like I'm in the clear for now. Still got a few more seconds to go, and it looks like I'm good to go. Yep. I did earn 415 points from... Oh! Gosh, whoa. Yeah, you see right there? It just cut straight from the stuff right there, and I cannot believe that I just crashed again. I crashed to the point in which that it would have killed me, but here in this game, it's not all about death. They don't really... This game is not like many others where you'd have a small number of lives and then after you use them all, it's game over. We're in a much bigger society now. We're in a more complex lifestyle. So at this point, yeah, you can see there, it just cut again. There's lots of cuts that you're seeing here. And that's because I'm not actually editing this episode here from all of the usual stuff that would be considered boring, but it's just choppy. Again, my terminology might be off sometimes, but that's because there's a lot of things happening to me right now. And also there's that point in which that I'm feeling somewhat groggy, and I'm also feeling like I have too much information stored within me, that like a certain computer that gets too much information stored within its memory, I would start to lag. And yeah, that's what this server is doing right now as well. So I know it's not really my job to just judge the quality or the performance of any of these servers, but of course, anytime, anywhere, I would be able to have myself check any of these out here. It's just like what happened with Ark Survival Evolved, when there were certain servers of mine that ended up in the brink of collapse, really. Better known as crash. They were about to crash. And although it has not actually happened, really, in many of my gaming videos, it's been a very rare occurrence so far. In the 3 seasons that I'm going through right now. This is Season 3 after all. Season 4 I hope to be much better than this. Although I do like all seasons as they are. But let's also not forget that Gaming with KaijuForceNeo has gotten much more better quality episodes, simply because of the method that I had discovered, which that I could have myself up to 1080p in terms of quality options that would become available for everybody to use. So no longer will every episode of mine be only at 360p, they will be at least 1080p. And of course you can always comment down below, or you can always tweet me if you have any knowledge about any options as to which ones could be higher than 1080p. And I'd also want to see if there would be any way possible to where I would no longer have choppy looking videos simply because of lags in a server of any type that I end up joining. And if you do in fact provide me with any of these options around here, or any of these tips and insights, then I feel like I could, well, I don't know, anything could happen really. I might think of something really, but of course, just like I've said before, with my memory ending up lagging because of so much information and knowledge that I've been storing within over the last 16.5 years, at least, there's just not much else that I can really think of other than, let's say, PayPal donations, or even a few prizes from, say, a P.O. box. If anybody around here has a P.O. box, then I would be sure to try and go ahead and send something over. But until then, I feel like right now what I can do is that I can just stick with everything that I'm doing right here, and I can always try to make the best of everything that I've got here. And I can always assure myself that no matter how many problems I'm going to have around here, anything can go wrong. Anything could happen, really. Just like with what happened when a few of my videos had to be deleted. And let's also not forget about how certain videos of mine needed to be deleted because they wouldn't really go in order. Of course, there was this vlog that I uploaded nearly a year ago to where it just talked about all of these problems with every episode of mine, from every piece of current content that I had at the time go wrong. Wrong and out of order, that is. I had a vlog that talked about just that. So I think up until this point in time, I don't know exactly how well I'm going to be able to handle all of this, but I feel like from here on out, as long as I try not to let the bad quality of even some of my best videos bother me, I almost feel like it's going to be as predictable as it would. Being that, well, anything could happen to your channel. And I'm always gonna try to do whatever it takes to get more subscribers and more views, because even though I have nearly 800 videos, I am actually going to be nearing 800 videos by the end of May, as it turns out. And that's simply because of, well, there's a vlog that's going to talk about how many videos have I been uploading every single day. More on that information will be included in that vlog, but just be sure to check it out, because it will in fact come around today. But I feel like until then, anytime that you can check all of my stuff out, and anytime that you can look at every other video of mine that I've uploaded within the last week or so, or even 2 weeks, I almost feel that now it's going to end up in some pretty easy work right here. I'm having some pretty easy times here. A lot of my newest of videos, they happen to have much more ease in terms of creation, and that's simply because Magic's Movie Edit Pro 2016 just has itself some more fair share in terms of any types of function that I have not even looked over. Probably the only few functions that I might have looked over at the slightest would have been at the fewest of times where I hadn't really used anything related to credits type of slides, in which that templates around that included fonts that would rise from the bottom to the top like any traditional credits template would in any film. I almost feel like that I would have to have myself an actual feature film for my channel to be able to include anything like that, to be able to include anything that relates to animated templates like the kind that you'd see in film credits. But film credits, of course, is probably just one type of font that I'm looking for. And yeah, you can definitely see how choppy the entire video here seems to be. Many of my episodes, I feel like here at Need for Speed, are going to be very choppy for a while. But until I find out what's going on and how am I going to be able to deal with all this. Though once again, I'm not actually editing anything here. It's all just a choppy, yeah, you can see right now, right then and there,